What's up? You're off in God's country with Reid
and Dan. Well, you didn't have to take it that far.
Also known as the Brothers Hunt, where we take a weekly drive to the intersection of country music and the great outdoors. Two things that go together, like the Texas A&M Aggies and the 12th Man.
Or stink bugs in the South and waterboarding. Brought to you by MeatEater and iHeart Podcast.
Those don't go together, but I guess they go together for you.
They go together for me, man.
Man, we had a guy on today that we didn't know much about, and turns out he's freaking awesome.
Yep, and a real life singer.
He's really good at what he does. Mr. Dylan Gossett is out in God's country with us. He's a Texan.
Tall drink water.
He's a hot country artist.
No, he's not. I mean, he is, but he's a hot country artist. That's two different things.
Gotcha.
There's no comma between the hot and the word country.
I'm gonna keep calling him hot.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
He's just sold out the Ryman, man. He's crushing it. He's in the middle of his grind, going all over the world, playing songs and shows, and kind of does everything the way he feels like he needs to do them. It's kind of refreshing journey and story to hear.
Song Cole.
Yeah,
Cole C-O-A-L
blew up. He just released some more music. Tearing it up. You're tearing it up. Hopefully you're tearing up the buttons while you're listening to our podcast.
I was wondering how are you going to get there?
Hey, go follow us. Go subscribe. Go listen to the podcast. Watch the video.
We're on TikTok.
Yeah. And while you're on MeatEater, check out some of the other podcasts and the video platforms and stuff they got going on.
Yeah, there's
MeatEater
a lot
too.
of different stuff. If you're more into whitetail, there's the Wired to Hunt podcast with Mark Kenyon.
Yeah.
This Country Life.
Yep.
As well as the MeatEater.
Bear Grease.
All
that stuff, as well as the MeatEater podcast. So go check them all out, but be sure to check ours out first, and then go check everybody else's out. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
See ya.
See you next time. We have just sold out the Ryman Auditorium, aka the Mother Church.
Congratulations.
In Nashville. Sold it out. That's a big deal in Nashville. Yeah. He's a fishing, harmonica, guitar playing, Texan, national park exploring, which is, I can't wait to talk about that. International touring, hot country artist to watch. Which I've got a question.
Wait. Did you say hot? Did you put hot?
No, I didn't put hot.
I think it's hot country.
I like saying he's a hot country artist to watch.
Exactly.
Okay,
I like both.
I think you can only get that. I think they only give that to people who are actually like hot, right? Which they should give it to your tour manager.
I know he should.
He's got a mustache.
Oh no, he's
like a littler Riley Green back there.
I know.
He's like Smiley Green. Look at him back there smiling.
Sorry, dude. We only make fun of you. We like you, man, and we don't even know you, but we like you. Mr. Dylan Gossett in God's country today, man.
Thank y'all for having me. Yeah.
In God's country.
Gossett's country today, dude.
Gossett's country. Where came in with the deer, the rack, deep south. Is that your hat?
No. This is someone off Instagram or something like that.
Oh, okay. It's cool.
That's
hat.
like some Southern hat company that. Cool. My brother's always the one. He'll come and because lots of times I don't see the DM or whatever it is, and he always sees them, so he'll just bring a whole box of new hats every time we have a break on tour.
Oh, somebody's sending you hats.
Yeah, we'll just always wear them and put them on Instagram or tag them or something like that.
Sure. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you've got a brother apparently.
Yeah.
And he works with you.
Yeah, he's our lead guitar player.
Oh, that's fun.
He can go too.
For real?
He's just even since we've been he's always been a better guitar player than me. Mm-hmm. But ever since this tour, it has been night and the dude can go now.
You and Reid can identify with that.
As what?
Because he has a brother that's always been a better guitar player than him as well.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
But I've also been helped be a path to success for both of our.
For who?
For you.
You've been the path for me.
For you and for me.
Someone's got to do it.
Just like Dylan is for his brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Dylan threw his brother on the back. He's like, hey,
is he
man,
older or younger?
He's older.
I knew he was.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he were here, we would both thank you very much, both of you, for blazing the trail for us.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
It's a hard job. We got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Hey, no doubt, man. Yeah. What part of Texas are you from?
Austin. It's North Austin area.
Sorry about the game.
Oh, I'm an Aggie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm horns down. I was rooting for the Dogs. We were in Athens at the time.
I like that.
So we at the first bar we were at was like a pool hall, which there's not a single pool table in that entire city that's flat and level. But side note, but we were at some kind of bar, wherever it was, and dude, the amount of just like barking that goes on in that town, just everybody, the whole game, kickoff, doesn't matter. Just
really?
barking. Yeah.
Just dogs barking.
Yeah. It's good for them.
Like Georgia fans, dogs.
Georgia
Is that what
fans,
you're talking about?
yeah. Just everyone's barking.
Literally barking, like not talking.
No,
barking at you.
And like you might think I'm exaggerating. I'm not. You see someone on the road, they see you.
They just bark at you a little bit.
It's just like, yeah, come on, yeah.
So yeah, Georgia.
Yeah.
Roof. Yeah.
So
Interesting.
good for them though. I love it.
Have you always been an Aggie fan?
Dude, it's funny. I kind of grew up like in Austin. Like when I was like real little, my parents like, I maybe have gone to like 1 or 2 Longhorn games. Boring games, but
dude, talk smack, bro.
I'm just saying,
get them because like they think like this year they're like it's all you.
Here's the issue.
Arch Manning not even playing. Quinn Ewers.
Here's the issue: is that like, and this is what grinds my gears as like an A&M fan. Like for like the past decade.
Is this an intro to? Did he just intro what you mad at right then when he said grinds my gears?
Oh, I'm with that.
Yeah,
We'll do it full. We'll do it half step.
Okay, I like that.
Just give us 5 seconds, Dylan.
Gotcha.
Oh God, it sounds so bad.
Okay.
What? Let's do it, Dylan Gossett style. What you mad at? What is it? What? I can't.
Oh, you're right. Dylan got to stop.
Oh yeah. What you mad at? Just tell us like it is. What you mad at? Is it your in-laws' kids? Might be your boss man or your neighbor's cat. Just tell us what you mad at.
That was nice.
Thanks,
Now,
man.
what grinds your gears?
Yeah, Dylan. What grinds your gears?
Yeah, let's just get to it. It's Texas Longhorns.
Ooh,
that's a grinds my gears.
Yeah,
I didn't even have it on my heart this morning because I don't think about
yes,
those
you
guys
did,
much.
Dylan.
Yes,
you
you
didn't even
did.
know you did.
You had it on
did.
your heart because it was a perfect segue into our segment.
Man, and like you don't really catch me cheering much for Georgia because I don't. But this was the one time. Just because, dude, they needed a little humble pie this year so far.
Wait, who did?
Longhorns.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like being ranked number 1. It's for the past decade. They've been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they finally joined the SEC. They do have a good squad. Right?
Yeah,
they got great guys.
Sarkisian can coach, man.
Yeah,
like, Sark's good.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him, but whatever.
I'm not either.
I'm not a huge fan of a lot of coaches.
But I recognize good coaches.
Yeah,
like I recognize a dude that can take a squad.
You saw what happened
Respect
before,
him.
like Herman versus and like Strong and all that too. Yeah. So, but yeah, dude, it's like joining the SEC. I wish they joined like 5 years ago, just so they at least got a little bit of
Just
whooping
getting
before.
it kicked in
But
over and over.
What A&M
and over.
and what Mississippi State's been dealing with for Mississippi State's been dealing with.
And then it's like, dude, and like A&M has had like a really good run these past like 5 years, except
Sure.
for like our Appalachian State year, which was tough. But and then it's like, yeah, I just wish we could have whooped them for like 5 years because now it's gonna be a great game. We play them last game of the season.
It's gonna be a great game
in Kyle Field.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that's gonna be. I mean, that stadium is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
Like that's a stadium that can go. So I'm
home of the 12th man, right?
I know, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's been a good time to be an A&M fan.
It has been
Across the board.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed pulling for them during the Final – or was it Final Four? Did they get the
No, they went to
Elite Eight?
no, was it might have been round of 32 or Sweet 16, but they were playing.
They didn't get
Man, Scott, who we watched? It was we were in Washington and it was we played a show. It was a late game. We're playing the number 1 or number 2 seed. Like,
Okay.
It might have been like, I don't remember if it was Kentucky or it was somebody really, really solid, and they were playing.
I think
really
it was Kentucky.
Might have been.
Because my wife's a Kentucky fan. I watch all those games.
And dude, the whole band, like we're outside the Washington Monument, but it's in overtime. Like, and I'm not letting anybody move because I'm very like if something's good happening, don't move. Right?
Yeah.
Like my hat's staying on my knee.
Okay.
My hands here. And
Okay.
I'm,
Superstitious, you might say.
Yeah, and I try not to be. Sometimes I just, like A&M sports just changes me. And we're watching this game and we're not going. And what do you know? Like we come back like down 10 with like a minute, 3 top of the key buzzer beater overtime. I get comfortable. I'm like, we're playing good. We're hot.
We're good. I can move.
I'm gonna bring the phone to the monument. Let's go get our picture or whatever. We lose the game. I never forgave myself. I just didn't.
If you'd have just stayed in the same
I
place.
know.
If you just not moved for all of overtime.
You lost it
but
for
dude,
your ass.
we have a whole squad returning. Like Henry Coleman, he's a huge country fan, and he's a cool guy, and he's on the team. Wade Taylor, we got a bunch of guys returning.
Wade Taylor.
Y'all's
Y'all's coach is cool
dog.
too.
Yeah.
He's
Buzz.
a dog.
And he's from Virginia Tech. He's just like a culture guy.
Yeah, he's a dog. Enough about A&M. Talk some more about Texas.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I just I don't know. It's the fan base too. You go to like a Texas game and you're like,
it's a lot like Tennessee fans, man.
Well,
like I feel like that because we're from Tennessee.
Yeah,
but I can't stand Tennessee.
Yeah,
like I kind of pull. Even though I put money on them, I did win some money on the Alabama game because I put money on Tennessee to beat Alabama. But like
I took the over and lost.
I went to UT Knoxville and I wore Mississippi State jersey to every home game just because like I wanted to watch football. But like my best friends like they listen to this podcast and like they're all Tennessee fans, but they know I can't stand their Tennessee fandom.
Yeah,
you know, like it just drives me crazy.
And they're good this year.
Yeah, well. Maybe. I don't know.
Right. Same thing with Texas. It's kind of like, okay,
are
you or
I
are
feel
you
like
not?
Tennessee's relatively
They got a squad too.
Tennessee started off the season looking like the best team in the country.
Agreed.
And then they went and played the Ole Miss and it was a weird – and someone else they played tight or something like that.
Arkansas beat them.
Arkansas beat them.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Vandy beat Alabama same week.
Yeah, it's kind of been a weird upset year.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Hey, what was that? I was saying something right.
Horns down, by the way.
Horns down. Oh, yeah, fan base. It's I'm just like dogging as much as I can. It's like, dude, you always go and ask like, everyone. 90% of the people in that stadium is like, where'd you go to school? Not Texas.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Dude, there's no student body. It feels like that is at these.
It's just easy. It's an easy team to pull for.
Yeah, and it's also I get it. Like you're in the middle of a city, so it's like that's like what the city has to cheer for. Because Austin doesn't have any professional sports other than Austin FC, which is new, but. Texas, like, that's just been that thing for Austin.
And it's becoming like McConaughey's on the sidelines, Rogan's on the sidelines.
That kind of wears me out a little bit.
The Kill Tony guy.
With this thing right here,
it's like, dude, it feels like, it's like, dude, you're not like a coordinator. Like, it feels like he's trying to
he wants to be a coach so bad.
Dude, I love Matthew McConaughey as an actor and stuff, but like when he's not acting, I'm always like, dude,
like, just get quit.
Take it. Like you're not all.
He loves this podcast.
Does he?
No.
I was going to say, but I was like, dude, like
I don't know. He may, but I doubt.
It's like he's got like a flip, like a switch that like doesn't turn off. And like, dude, maybe that helps him with acting. It's like a full method thing. But totally. he's like the coolest guy at all times.
He's pretty cool though.
Yeah, totally.
I have to admit, he's good looking. This thing,
what is that thing? I haven't seen him do that.
He goes like
the players and stuff.
If you watch a Texas game, I'm telling you, on the sideline, you'll see him. He'll be like,
I feel like it's tapping into like cringe land a little bit now. I think it's like at one time it felt kind of like, this guy's on our team, but knowing that he's a literal actor, it's like
that's the hard part where it's like,
are you into this?
I was like, I don't know if this guy's, I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure. I think he's like ride or die for that team.
Yeah,
but
I feel like you can only wear the get up to one game.
He wears it a lot.
The leather jacket.
Like wear the chat, like do the thing one time
and
let people get pumped about it. And then just throw on like a Texas hoodie and
what's weird
a backwards hat.
Calm down.
What's weird too, it's kind of been like,
but if you want to come on this podcast, totally cool.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Keep wearing those weird shit to the home games.
But I guess that's my.
Man, I love that.
Where you mad at? Are you glad or mad?
Dude, I'm glad today.
What are you glad at? We didn't even give him that option.
Yeah, we did before. But he chose hate. He chose violence. Yeah, he chose violence, and I love it.
Nice.
Dude, I'm glad. This is gonna be a weird one. I'm glad.
Then let me get mine out of the way real fast.
Okay, yeah, because ours is probably gonna get into some stuff.
I'm mad at stink bugs, dude. I got so many stink bugs in my house, bro.
GTFO stink bugs.
I don't know where they're coming from, dude.
The depths of hell is where they're coming from.
You know what I honestly felt good about was that we went to the beach a couple weeks ago and I loaded like 8 beach chairs in the back of my car and drove them all the way to the beach, spent the night. The next day we're taking all those beach.
Took a whole herd with
me. And I saw them getting out of there and I was like, oh yeah, enjoy the salt and sand because you in a new place now, baby. Yeah. Call all your friends, tell them get out of my house, dude.
Dude,
I hate stink bugs, man.
I feel that.
There's no good way to eradicate either.
No.
You have you know my newest torture method? It's getting a paper towel.
Easy here.
Stink bugs. Dude.
I'm just saying we got
stink bugs.
It's 2024. Dude.
If you're offended by me torturing stink bug,
ripping the legs off,
get out. Yeah,
putting a lighter to a spoon with a stink bug in it.
No, I'm no lighter to spoons. So I throw a paper towel on him, and I get him, and then I wrap him up, and then I wet the paper towel.
It's waterboard and throw it in it.
Yes, I want him to die in that.
Yeah,
I want him to die like that, and send a text to all his friends, letting them know, hey man, this Dan Isbell guy is serious about killing stink bugs. maybe let's find another home to live in.
You should use them as an example. You should.
That's what I'm saying.
Put them up somewhere in the house.
I thought about
a stick or something,
but they stink, bro. Or I would.
Yeah, it's true.
They stink, dude.
You can't touch them.
Where are you mad at? Go.
I'm glad. I spent the day on the farm yesterday in West Tennessee, and I'm glad at my dad instilling in me the love of the outdoors when I was little. Mm-hmm. That's a big one. I know it's like this is like a jokey segment, but like,
why did you recognize that yesterday?
Because I just like driving there yesterday. It's been hustle and bustle, dude. It's been like grinding this year, and I've got 2 kids under 2.
Yeah,
Dan's got a bunch of kids under 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. And like, we're super busy. It's nonstop. We're writing, we're playing shows, we're traveling, all this stuff.
Yeah,
and more than I think any time in the past few years, yesterday, when there's like this town that you drive into and you come around this corner, it's only an hour and a half, but like when you come down this hill, you're
first off, speed limit goes to 40.
Yeah, better slow your ass down.
You have to literally slow down.
It's a speed trap.
And then it puts you in kind of like a slower state of existence.
Dude,
I swear.
More than any time, I think, maybe ever, yesterday when I hit that hill going down into that town, and then the farm is just probably 20 minutes on the other side, 15 minutes. Dude, it's like just everything was like, whew. Yeah. And it was like that until I hit that hill coming back home.
Then it was like, what's for dinner? When are you going to be home? Who's watching the kids?
Need diapers, pick up some sweet potatoes.
Don't forget you have a podcast tomorrow and the next day, and you got to write songs.
But and this is what I was thinking, like I had no clue when I was young, 5 to 18 years old, when we lived closer to the farm and then moved to Nashville. I was there all the time. I had no clue the foundation that was laying for the older me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm so thankful, so glad that like without knowing it, that place and the love of that place when I was little and going there and spending so much time there and hunting deer there and catching fish there and grilling steaks and hot dogs over open fires. Like, I'm so glad that made that place special and a place of like solace for me now.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, for me, man, it's like I was telling Dad this, I don't know, it might have been a week ago, but we write so much. I don't know if you're familiar with like how commercial songwriters exist.
Yeah.
But we literally drive in every day and have appointments. Maybe it's with you, maybe it's with someone else, maybe it's the 2 of us together with another songwriter or an artist or whatever. And right now we're writing basically 4 times a week. Not necessarily always together, but always writing. Yeah. You know, it's our job technically.
Yeah.
And dog, you're talking about months of that?
Months.
I mean, I'm in years, but
I've been here for 15 years.
No, I know, but it's not. We're not writing 4 days a week every week. I'm just saying, like when you're on the grind and you're doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, boom, 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 and you're podcasting in the morning, like the creative tank, man.
Yeah, I think that's important to talk about because in no way, shape, or form are we comparing what we do to like roofing houses. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's a much more difficult job.
For sure.
But what it does to what I feel like we do, and you're in the same boat, dude. Yeah. You're grinding right now. You're writing songs. You're a creative. You know how this goes. Yeah. It's almost like, personally, I feel like I can swing a hammer as many days in a row that I need to swing a hammer. But I do feel like there's like a limit on creativity.
Oh, for sure.
And when it's gone, it feels like it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so having that refuge in that place to kind of bring it back, what I was getting at was telling Dad that occasionally I'll be in a co-write and we'll be in the middle of a line or we'll be stuck somewhere and my brain will just be running. Well, what rhymes with that? Well, what are we trying to say? What's the whole point of this song? What is the hook? Have we set the hook correctly? Eventually, they'll just be like a flash image of outdoors. And then I'll be like, I'll go right back to it. And whether it's, the example I used with him was there's a dry creek bed on this place that we hunt. And occasionally in my mind, while I'm thinking, I'll just see an image of the dry creek bed and the cedars encasing it and crossing that dry creek bed. And for like an instant, it's like a wave. And maybe that's like, my own way of kind of self-medicating to reset my brain to get somewhere creative. You know what I mean? Like subconsciously. Because I'm not thinking to do that. I just see the portrait.
Yeah.
And then I feel a little bit rejuvenated, at least enough to make it through the day. Yeah. It also could be the coffee, but something.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Dude, my grandpa before he passed got this like almost like kind of like a side by side, like not side by side, like it's like almost like a mobile home type thing out on like this place called Lake Buchanan out in Texas. And we just like that whole thing like growing up was just we go mow we had no water, so it's just like a dry lake house.
Hell yeah. Beautiful.
And dude, but it's so pretty out there, and like there's no service, there's no like lights, there's no city nearby, and we would just go out there and we would start building. Like we built the deck and we built all this like wrap around. Like my grandpa was in a wheelchair, so we had to build all these ramps and stuff.
Wow.
And build on extra portions of the house. And it's like now it's like all the work's done, and now there's water at times, and we can just enjoy it. And that's always like, dude, when we have like every Easter's like a crawfish boil.
So you still got it?
Yeah, we still do.
Wow.
So my mom and her sister, it's theirs, and we'll just keep passing it down. Man, it's just such a fun place that we just go and we just relax. And I've shot so many videos out there too. Like that's just home. Yeah. If you like look up at YouTube, like that's the lake house on the back porch we built. Wow. So like that's we do so much out there. And I think you can hear like in a lot of the music that I write too is just like I'm a very visual writer, and I find like I write about trees way too much. Like
I've seen
my songs like trees, man.
Yeah.
Under the big oak.
I love it. And dude, I see where you are coming from. It's like a huge, not even like a motivation thing, but it's like a very big, like something I can always fall back on or like reset to, which helps a lot. So
yeah, man.
How do you? Because like you're in the middle of your grind, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is all new to you, right?
Oh, very, yeah.
But you're thrust into like the Nashville scene of it. So like coming from Texas, Austin, a kid just playing music growing up, to throwing into a record deal and radio promo and these shows, like how do you find your reset? What's your like, if you're an iPhone 16, because you look like an iPhone 16. Yeah. He's more like a 12.
I'm a 12.
I got like a 14 or something.
Yeah, I guess you'd be.
What's it like? How do you plug in? How do you recharge?
Dude, my wife is massive, like helping me with that.
Shout out, good ass wives.
Yeah.
Shout out.
She's on the road with me as much as possible. Like she's on the road with me right now. She's just in the B&B. So that's massive. Like, dude, I'll overthink things all the time. Where I'm just like,
you don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like you're a creative.
About that. Dude, and like, especially when I'm at home, when I'm like sitting and it's like quiet sometimes, that's when I really start to overthink. Because I'm like, everything's going wrong or something like that. And it's just not.
Yeah.
And dude, like, we'll just go outside and we'll just get some sun. Like, that's what we do all the time.
Huh.
Like, dude, I'll take the shirt off, lay down on the patio and just get sun.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that will reset you like just 10 minutes out there.
Yeah, man.
You'll come back in and be like, I'm way better.
I like it, dude.
Dude, that's what we always do. So you want to go lay outside? Yep.
Let's go take our shirts off.
Yeah, dude.
Take our shirts off and lay outside.
It changes like my whole mindset. Just like going to get some sun.
That's
come
awesome.
back in and like, cool.
That's interesting.
Be happy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know if I've ever heard
vitamin D, dude.
Using that as a reset. That's pretty smart.
Yeah. That vitamin D.
Well, that's dude, like whenever like she's also the person that she can go outside and just sleep. Like she can go lay on concrete in Texas at noon and just fall asleep.
Wow.
So like that's her happy place is the sun. Like she could sleep with just in a glass house. That would be her heaven. Just because like she does not want curtains in the house. Like she just loves sunlight. And dude, it does. It helps.
That's cool.
I'll say this, man. There ain't nothing like if you're like hammock sleeping or like trampoline sleeping and just like happen to fall asleep and then wake up from an hour and a half nap in the outdoors, bro. You wake up feeling like a brand new man.
Yeah.
Learn to love again. I'm a brand new.
So you're from? Did you grow up fishing and like hanging out on the lake?
Yeah,
like you said Lake Buchanan, hiking and stuff.
Yeah, hiking and fishing. We didn't do too much hiking around there, just because it's just not too much to do.
Just a lot of walking.
Yeah, like in Texas, you're just passing like cedars and like dirt. Like it's not the prettiest. There are some in Texas, but like not really where we were at. But yeah, I mean, we would just throw a bobber in and just hang out. That was kind of like our fishing. Like we never even really until like maybe recently used like lures or crankbait or something like that. Sure. But it was more like get some Rice Krispies with some Big Red, put it in a ball, try to get some carp just for fun.
Love it.
And
okay.
That, some just bobber fishing.
Hell yeah.
That was always the most fun. But like go down to like we have to drive to water, even though we were like on the lake. Technically, we have to go drive because we were so dry. But just kind of hanging out. Just playing a lot of sports.
Where did what sports do you play?
Basketball, football.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you jam up at? Like
basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that build.
Yeah.
You got the basketball build.
Shooter?
Yeah, I was like a shooting guard. My dad was a basketball coach. Like that's how we kind of grew up. Like how you were saying, like y'all's dad like really instilled outdoors. Like mine did as well, but it was also like in the gym, like always like shooting and playing. So
local high school or what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was never great. I'm one of those guys that I think like if I go play pickup, I'm like better than others, but I was never like, I'm going to go college ball or something like that.
Yeah.
No. But
I was talking about our dad yesterday with sports. He was like the guy, like I can remember him being like, why did you swing at that chest high fastball? And I'd be like 8.
Yeah.
It started early, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, I was older than that. And then I think about the field we played on. I'm like, no, that was 8, 9-year-olds on that field.
Yeah.
Like he always helped with sports, but it was pretty serious to him as far as like being disciplined and like swinging at good pitches. And for me personally, not for Reid, but like hitting the ball far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I just gapped it. I couldn't hit it far, but I could put it somewhere and run forever.
You were quick game. Yeah,
dude. I stole bases. I worked my way around the diamond.
See, baseball, I was never we'll play like slow pitch softball and like
you don't strike out, do you?
I try not to, man.
Bro, you don't strike out.
Well, so here's my thing.
I don't know if we can be friends.
Get him out of here.
He's striking out at slow pitch.
When we're playing slow pitch, I'm always like, because I see the ball coming in, and I'm like, I'm gonna swing as hard as I can.
Yeah, that's your problem.
And I'm swinging up.
I'm trying to hit the ball out.
You're trying to hit it out. Dude.
And like, I mean, if I like choke up and I'm like, let me just go touch the ball, and like, I'll do it. I'm like,
what's fun in that?
My thing is like, that's why like, dude, when I see people walking, like if the ball's out here, I'm swinging.
Yeah,
I'm swinging at the ball.
No.
And I think
taking a walk in softball is worse than striking.
Like we'll play pitchers too. And again, I'm not a good baseball player at all, but I can like, I'm athletic enough to see ball, hit ball type deal. So like, but some of these pitchers that really take it serious, they know I'm going to swing at dirt.
Yeah,
so they'll just
trash.
Dude, I'm like hacking at it like it's a sword sometimes. I'm like, I'm not here to walk to first base. So that's where they'll get me. And I'm like swinging 360s. Yeah.
To your point, Dan, and Dylan, tell me if this is true for you too. Like, it does feel like, yes, my dad was very serious, and he coached baseball like us coming up and stuff. I do feel like I don't even know if he was doing this, but like he didn't go at nothing back then and didn't let us go at anything just half-ass.
Yeah,
like it was like, if you're gonna do something, be the best at it.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Be the best home run hitter. Yeah. Be the best base stealer. Be the best, whatever you're doing, like put enough work into it and figure out how to do it at the highest level you can possibly do it. And I still feel like I learned those lessons from him then and trying to put those into practice now.
Yeah, I can even like reflect back sometimes and be like, okay, is my heart in this? Like, because for baseball, for me, I felt like my heart was in it. Some football too at times, but I think a lot of that was kind of going through the motions. But man, I loved, like when I think back on sports, I miss baseball. I don't really miss football that much.
Yeah. I mean, I miss like, what was so big for me too was like just like the camaraderie too of just like having the dudes in the locker room and like that. That's kind of like where my love of football was. Again, like I play like safety and receiver, but again, like y'all can tell by the build, I wasn't really. Dude, we played in Central Texas too. Like we're playing
serious down there.
We're playing like, dude, we were playing like Garrett Wilson and like dudes like that. It was like, hey, look, like, I'll
different
sing.
levels.
I'm not. Yeah. So, but yeah, basketball was kind of the same deal for me. Like I miss basketball more than I miss football for sure.
Yeah, I think being on a team and having that locker room like rapport helps you travel with a band.
Oh, dude, I mean,
and crew.
I think a lot of the dudes in our band and crew like played sports, and I think like it feels like a lot.
It's that same thing, right?
It is, dude. It is like
definitely does.
I mean, it feels like I've known these guys for years, and like our first headline show was this year. Like our first show ever was this year, so it's like it feels like I've known these guys for 5 years, and like you even like see like our dude in our band Colton, who's like the coolest looking dude. He plays every instrument in the world.
Oh yeah.
And then like you found out that he's like a state tennis player. And if you see this guy, you're like, he's got like a mullet, he's got the stash, like, and he just looks just like he's been only done music his whole life. But it's like, no, he's like won state in tennis and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, everyone's just kind of played a sport or like kind of grew up through it. And it feels like a team, or like we're going to college again on this bus. It's cool.
Yeah, because I mean, like we've known MLB players that have won World Series, and we're buddies with artists who have played stadiums and Cowboy Stadium, the biggest shows in the world. And it's like there is the similarity. Feels like it's like you're going to war, man, with these guys. Either whether it's on a baseball field, whether it's in a stadium, whether it's freaking and the sold out ramen that you're doing. Like you're trying to achieve. You're going out there for something bigger than yourself.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, you win together, lose together.
Totally, man.
It's like same thing. Yeah,
absolutely. That's cool. You got some?
Yeah, I was just curious when you started playing music. Like, when did you feel like music coming in, like, would be a part of your life?
Yeah, I mean,
was it early?
It was pretty early. I was always singing. Like, I was always just singing whatever. Even as a little kid, just singing. We used to have like toys that were like old little guitars and stuff that we loved to just like bang on.
Same.
And then it came between like, it was like 5th, 6th grade. I got my first guitar, started really singing, found like Ed Sheeran around that time, like in middle school. And I was like, this is so different. This is so cool.
How old are you?
I'm 25 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pup.
Thought about it.
Youngin'.
So yeah, just like found Ed Sheeran. I was like, this is awesome. And started listening to like John Mayer. And started like really finding songwriters, which was huge. And I mean, we grew up, like my parents brought us up on like Eagles, Boston, like George Strait, like it's a lot of like old good music. And
really good music.
There's always a love of music instilled in me. And then did like some choir in middle school and stuff like that. And I was like, I can sing. I like singing. Like, and then I started really writing songs probably like high school. And then college is when I was like, man, this is the dream. Like I was a pretty realistic person, like, which like now I realize I wasn't being realistic. Like realistic now is like you can do anything like in today's day and age. But I was like, I'm not gonna be a musician. I'm not gonna be a singer. Like, let's just get to like, let's work. So I was a sport management major and stuff like that. But
go Aggies.
Yeah, giggle. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't really until, I mean, like I was talking to my wife and I was seeing things like you know, like Wyatt Flores or Sam Barber, and like these guys that are on social media kind of making a real career out of music.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm not like an influencer. Like I'm not a TikTok. I'm not a social media guy at all. But I was like, maybe if I just post a couple videos or something can kind of happen. I don't know. I was like, I'm not going to put too much thought into it. I don't care what people think about me. I'm just going to do it.
Love that. And
it kind of started just happening. And I was like,
and then you had to start caring about it.
Yeah. And like, I always cared about like the songs I wrote. Like when I had zero fans other than my family, because we would always go to the lake house and just play songs. Like we would just go out there and we would play all night long. Me and my cousins.
What's your song? What's your go-to? What gets them?
Oh man, I mean, Ain't No Sunshine actually was always a good one.
Jam.
We would always sing and play. Dude, I would always play a lot of Ed Sheeran. We'd play a lot of like Mumford and Sons. We'd play. Like my brother was always the best like classic country. I'd always give him like the Alan Jackson, George, stuff like that. Do like some Tyler. A little bit of everything, dude.
Yeah,
like,
that's
all
fun.
of it. So,
I mean,
that's where like the love of music happened.
You didn't name anybody that was bad right then.
No, that's not like would just you and your brother play, or was it like a whole family thing?
I mean, me and my brother would play. My cousin Phil would play and sing, but everyone's singing along.
Yeah,
like, and then we would always. That's where like we would bring our originals that we wrote. So that's what I was kind of getting to. Was like I would be writing songs as if I was writing it for my job. Like that's how like serious I took it because I was like, man, I want to knock this song out. Like I wrote Cole like 3 years ago, like way before this music stuff, just because I like cared so much about trying to write a good song for me and my family. And then I would go and they'd be, I mean, they're our biggest fans, but they're also our harshest critics.
Wow.
Like they'll let you know. And they're like, doubt. And I remember playing Cole and they were like, you got to get that out. I was like, yeah, I don't know. But
can you give us a little bit of it?
Give us a little bit of Cole.
Yeah.
It's standard now. That's where it's at.
I remember hearing this song before ever knowing who you were.
Yeah.
Just like that's like, which is cool when you think about a song, man. Like a song can go to work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
it's one of those things too where like we always kind of, I really wanted to make sure that the song wasn't bigger than like what we want to do in the future too. So like how to build it off of it rather than being like, it's Cole and then it's kind of like done. Yeah. Like the live show is always the biggest thing. But
wait, I want to understand what you're talking about right there. You always wanted to say that again.
So okay, so sorry. So yeah, that probably didn't make any sense. So like,
no, you didn't want it to be bigger than.
So no. So I really tried to not. This is gonna sound strange to like a lot of people. But
it already sounds strange.
I was like especially like when I first started getting the team and stuff. They're like, you should be posting Cole a lot more or whatever. I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
I was like, no.
Because I'm not just Cole.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like if we do that,
cleared it up.
Like, yeah, we definitely will get a lot more Cole going. I was like, then we might get kind of stuck. And I was like, I have a lot of other songs that I really would love to put in the forefront, and I think we did it in a good way. And I'm kind of glad the way we did it.
Smart, yeah. No, it makes sense. So, thanks for cleaning that up. I was curious.
I remember what you told me. Said drinking was unholy. So Lord, can you point me to the creek? When I still keep it with me, tucked under all the memories, your voice echoing throughout those trees. And through unfavored weather and holes in the leather, these boots still covered in tar. Well, I'm still praying to the heavens and hoping for them sevens, but hope only gets a man so far. When this game of life lays heavy on my heart, and love is tough, but loneliness is twice as hard. I'll carry it out everywhere I go. They say pressure makes diamonds. How the hell am I still cold?
I get it. Yeah, I get it. That was great, dude.
Thank you, man, bro.
I get why people love you, man. There's a smoothness to the tone,
but there's also like a struggle thing in there, like a you can relate to that.
Well, I feel like the lyric is really what pushes that too. Is it pushes the angst a little bit, but the vocal is really, really solid.
Yeah,
thank you.
I mean, really solid.
Thank you. The rasp was from the morning a little bit, probably.
No, it's nice. It works nice, dude.
Where did you have that line?
So I found video, and I kind of remember writing it differently than I actually did, because I remember kind of being like, I had that line, and then I kind of wrote the song around it. Mm-hmm. But then I was looking at videos the other day of like old Snapchat memories of like my wife recording me like in our apartment. And I actually kind of started with the very first line of, I remember what you told me, you said drinking was unholy. So Lord, will you point me to the creek? That was like the first line. And then that song was probably written in like 20 minutes. It was just one of those ones.
20 minutes.
That was just like, I got it. Yeah. It's going. Huh. And yeah, that was way before all the music stuff. I was just in the apartment about to like go get a couple of drinks with some friends. And I was like, hold on, I have like a melody in my head. I just got to get out. Wrote it, left. And then, I didn't think about the song for a little while.
Dang, that's awesome.
It's funny, like, dude, I posted that song like before it really like kind of blew up and exploded. Like I posted that song and it didn't really do anything. Like I posted like a different verse and chorus of that song, and no one paid attention, no one cared. And I was like, all right, it's fine. Yeah. But I really believed in the song. I was like, I think it's a pretty good one. And then I just posted it again a little later. So I guess that's like advice for anybody.
And that one took off? It took off the second time.
Mm-hmm. It happened the same thing with like another song. Like, I feel like that's might be like good advice for someone that's trying to do it. Like if you really believe in a song, it's like just put more eyes on it. It's like if it didn't work the first time, but you still believe in it, just do it again. Keep doing it.
What were you doing work-wise when you were doing this stuff?
So I was working in operations at the F1 racetrack in Austin.
Sick.
So it sounds sick.
It
was fun.
Formula
One.
F1?
Yeah. So they did like
sounds
NASCAR.
Sick. What do you mean sounds sick?
So it was a really, really cool job when it was cool. But then there's times where it was like the biggest grind, dude. Like you're working, and I'm in operations, so we're dealing with like power, porta potties, fence, logistics, transportation. Like we're dealing with like the stuff.
So you're working for the track, not necessarily
correct. Yeah, I'm not working for for Formula One.
Okay.
So like we're working all year for this race that's like 2 hours long. And it's over and you're like, cool, there goes my year. It's like, wow, started again. Now, like, obviously we do things like MotoGP and NASCAR and there's so many other events out there, but like, I mean, it just happened this past weekend when Georgia was in town as well. Like it was a huge weekend in Austin, but yeah, I did that. I had some buddies out there that I still hang out with. And it's that even felt kind of like a sports team with those dudes out there. Cause like, dude, you're like, especially F1 week, you're living in an RV. Yeah. And you're working 20 hours a day, and it's just a grind. Ooh. And like putting fence up at like 3 a.m.
So at what point did you know, like, hey man,
I'm making the switch?
Yeah, I think I'm making the jump.
It's kind of funny, dude. We're posting videos, and again, some people knew I sang, but not a lot of people really did. And the first person that came up and was like, dude, you can sing, was my buddy Jeremy, who's one of the shop mechanics at the track. And I was like, dude, what are you doing on? Like, he's like this big burly dude, like tattoos on his knuckles type dude. And he's like, I was like, what are you doing on TikTok, Jeremy? Like, you know? Yeah. And he was like, dude, I love it. Like, you're so talented. I was like, thank you, man. And then it kind of like started spreading. But it was nothing. Like, again, I posted for a few months and like, I was just posting, like getting 200 views or whatever it was. And then, yeah, it started kind of happening. And when that Cole video went viral and went kind of crazy, within that like next couple hour window, my whole phone was blowing up like on Instagram and all that of labels and like people
that
like,
fast. Labels.
It was instant. It was the next 24 hours.
Instant. Like DMing you.
Oh yeah. Saying, hey, I am blah, 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 A&R for Republic or A&R for whatever.
So who'd you buy it on? How did you start making the connection?
So I had no idea what to do. What I started doing, I was like, cool, dude, I'd love to hop on a Zoom with you. That's my thing. I was like, I know nothing. And I went to my boss, smart, actually, and I was like, hey, I'm going to use a week of PTO. Like I can't come in. Luckily, it was a slow time. Like it wasn't like F1 race time. Yeah. So, which that job was awesome during slow time. We'd play a lot of FIFA, but I would set up like a notebook, and my wife would kind of be in the room with me, and I'd be like, cool, from 9 to 5, I just have like Zoom calls with industry
these people who are saying like, and how did you vet them? How did you know?
Man, I've always been, and my wife is really good. That's why I always have her in the room too. I've always been a really good judge of character, like pretty right, like quickly. And I was, dude.
I can tell that. What'd you think about Reid? And what do you think about Reid?
Oh yeah, you know,
bad character. Yeah.
I was like, no, y'all are.
This
great.
Guy's the snake.
But dude, like, very early on, I was not chasing it. Like that's even the thing with the TikTok thing. Like I was never chasing fame or to be a musician. I was literally looking for an outlet because I was like, I just got to give it a run. Like I just got to try it. And like I was never like, I was so okay with turning down things that didn't fit with my values or morals.
Yeah, man.
And be in the same level than to go up in the scene and lose everything that I could care about, whatever it is. So I mean, dude, I was so blessed to be in that spot. Because I mean, there's a lot of musicians that don't get that chance of like, they kind of do have to be like, all right, look, I don't want to do this, but whatever, we'll do it. So I was really lucky to have a song like Cole kind of propel it, of where I was like, it's like, cool, like y'all can pitch me or whatever it is, but if we don't align, then I'm not looking for your check or anything like that. Like I'm fine. Me and my wife are doing okay with our jobs, and I'll do this on the side or whatever. And it kind of kept getting bigger and bigger and just kept growing and getting crazy. And I found like my lawyer first, Matt, and then I found a manager in Sam, which I mean, I think it's all just God's work. I mean, I think it's totally, like how it all kind of fell in together. And
pure. It's like the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And and then we finally met with like Big Loud here in Nashville. And I was like, I do like those guys. And I met with and then met with these two guys, Tyler and Jake, out of Mercury. They're like a branch of Republic. And I remember talking to them. I was like, I really would like to work with y'all. Like, y'all understand where I'm coming from. And it just makes sense. Like, it felt good. And I was like, I also would love to work with Big Loud. I don't know if that's possible. I don't really know. And they made it happen. And it's kind of like a co-thing. And it's been a great relationship. And
it's cool to hear, like, because obviously we're commercial songwriters. Yep. Like we're chasing radio hits, you know? And so a lot of people and a lot of the artists that we're buddies with or deal with, like, are part of the machine a little bit. Like there's a way to do things, and you can stray from the center on that some, but you kind of get brought back a little bit. Like it's interesting to hear somebody talk like yourself that like you just said, like, hey man, I really like Mercury in this branch of Republic, but like I really like these guys. Can I don't know if that's a possibility, but can we make that happen? Like you kind of do things out of the way you feel like they should be done for you instead of conforming to a bigger machine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even like the songs that you've cut in your basement, dude. Yeah. Just like you and your buddies, and you called your violin player to come in and do it. And I mean you debuted on Billboard with just a record that you cut in your basement, dude. Yeah. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's cool to like hear just a story of somebody just doing it.
It's also a different story. I think what makes it interesting to me and you is it's a different story than we're used to.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like we were the grind guys. Our class of people that our like age group of folks that came up did it a completely different way, you know. And not to say we're archaic or a million years old, but like it was gigging. You know, it was gigging back then, and it was word of mouth and handing CDs out of the back of your truck or car or whatever you had. And to hear somebody kind of just believe in something they wrote, put it on the internet twice, it pop, and then start the filtering process. I'm glad you have a support system like your wife.
Oh, yeah.
To help you through that.
Yeah, and then my brother being in the band, too.
Yeah,
keeping family close.
For sure.
Like, dude, a lot of these guys in the band feel like family, too. Like, we all look out for each other. Like, we really care about each other. And it's like, it feels just special, man. Like it, you know, I don't know. Again, like I just know from my experience, I don't know what it's like touring with a bunch of guys you hate or whatever it might be. Or, you know, if there's guys maybe you just like, but you don't really, you know, care that much.
Sounds miserable.
Yeah. And like, dude, like touring's not the easiest thing in the world, you know? And it's like, I'm not saying that like we talked about earlier, like roofing and stuff like that.
No,
but it is a wearing thing, like for your mind and everything. And yeah, being with guys that are all just kind of like going through it with you, and just everyone loves music and is doing it. It makes the whole world a difference.
I'll tell you, touring for me, I toured last year and on a major tour, and honestly, dude, for me it was just because I'm a family guy, and you strike me as that yourself, and for me, it was the missing out on things that really hit me in my gut, man. Yeah, and I just. Even little things like kids' birthday parties and maybe like my parents' birthday, or they would get together and have a fish fry or something, and they'd let's FaceTime Dan, and I'm eating.
Dude, we went on family vacation without you.
Yeah, my wife went on family vacation with them,
and your kid,
and I didn't even get to go. You know, and seeing them eating shrimp around an island in the house we were in, and me being in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Woofing down 2-day-old pierogies. I was like,
yeah, dude.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Dude, it's a buy-in thing. Like
totally.
And like that's where I have so much respect for the guys that are just road dogs like that didn't have the social media stuff that kind of
woof.
Gets, you know,
I was a dog for a year. Dude.
Like, dude, like I mean that's my like influence. Like I think of guys like Shane Smith and the Saints and like Flatland. Shane Smith being the Austin guys too, like Flatland, Turnpike, like these like.
Okay, I wrote a bunch of songs for Flatland.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Dude, we were just at their Red Rock show.
Oh, they're killer.
Hung out with
Flatland. Cleto's awesome.
Yeah, they're such a cool band.
What's the Like We Never Say Goodbye? That was the
off the new one.
Yeah,
that's like my favorite one off that album.
Man.
That is an awesome song. That's cool.
We wrote that. I love this story.
Don't forget what you were saying because he totally hijacked your story.
I just love Flatland.
Tell you about a song he co-wrote on a record.
Love Flatland. Sorry, this is my show, so it's about me. Flatland, dude. Me and Cleto were writing that day, and we were FaceTime because he was in. Are they from Austin too, or somewhere?
They're from Lubbock. That's right. I think that's where they say. Like, I think they're all a little spread out, maybe. That's right. But like Lubbock is where they. Yeah.
So he was FaceTiming me or Zooming or whatever. This was during COVID when we wrote it, and he was sitting there, and throughout the day, like he started kind of getting like slumpy in his chair and kind of like. And he was paying it. He was still in the right, and all of a sudden he was like sweating a little bit.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Hey, Cleto, man, you looking a little green around the gills, dude. You good?" And he was like, I think I got COVID, man. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, it's really starting to set in right now. And I was like, man. I can tell. He was like, I said, man, dude, go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, we'll finish this another time. And we ended up finishing it later. But I would say 80% of that song was written with Cleto. Just
sick as a dog.
Sick as a dog with COVID, man. He was sweating his balls off. It was beautiful. Anyway, they're really great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I love those guys.
But
all of them.
A lot of respect for dudes like that. And it's like
grinding, dude. Them dudes grind. They like, play 3 times a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And riding like a minivan is.
They were on the tour I was with last year.
Really?
Yeah, they were on that Luke with Combs.
Okay. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and they were one of the openers.
So like Kurt and
very well.
I met him.
I can't
earlier
stand
this year.
that guy. Yeah, they're all awful. So
Kurt's a thorn in everybody's side.
I love Kurt, dude.
It was so funny. This is a sidetrack, but it was so funny. When we were doing some recording with him, and I kind of forget when it was earlier this year. And he was like, couldn't play the fiddle at all. He was like, I'm just learning. I'm trying. Yeah. And the dude was like, I saw like an Instagram post like a month ago.
Oh, he's
like playing in a stadium fiddle. And I'm like,
literally. I was out there when he was like coming in to play because the Flatland guy. What's the guy's the fiddle player Flatland?
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Good little dude, man.
Yeah,
God,
he's awesome.
Shout him out.
Man, I was just talking to him on the bus.
I can't think of his
name. Or not on the
bus
backstage.
I got you.
Anyway, he is.
My wife would be mad. I don't know that
solid,
name.
My wife would already know.
Solid dude. Incredible fiddle player.
Yeah.
So like him and Kurt would come out and they would like he would take the real hard parts and then he'd let
Wesley Hall.
Yeah.
Great dude. And it was so fun seeing him like come into his own as a fiddle player and kind of learn the parts under Wesley. Yeah. It's pretty cool. He's a great utility player though. He's wacky, dude.
Yeah.
That guy, Kurt is wacky face.
Yeah, but I always know, when Kurt gets into music, like I can always, Kurt is a really good judge of music. Like he loves, and he finds different stuff. And I think that's why he like joined up with those Raised Rowdy guys and kind of taking a part of that. Like I know when Kurt's listening to music for somebody else or he's like posting about it or something to like pay attention because it's going to be good.
My favorite thing about that guy is he doesn't have a filter on anything, right? We just played this Bootleggers Festival down in Miramar with him, and they had us come do a couple rounds, and one of the rounds was on the beach, and Kurt was out there watching, and I played another song that I'd written. Welcome, just go look it up, spin it, whatever, called Better Together, and I was playing it, and we got done, and Kurt was like, "Hey man, great set. Why don't you hang out with Corey, who's the piano player, and let him teach you the correct chords to that song that you wrote?" Like he just, and he was just saying it. And I was like, I started laughing so hard. I was like, yeah, man, I don't even know the chords to my own songs. Like,
it's hilarious.
I don't. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He can't hold it back, though. He's lets it go.
Man, what's next? What's next for Dylan Gossett? What you got coming down the pipe, dude?
I mean, we're kind of like right past the halfway point of this tour, so we're finishing up, and then we end in Australia in December.
Sick.
So we're rocking that. It's be my second time in Australia this year.
Australia's got they're a mad fan base. They're
incredible.
They are. It's a flight
and
too.
UK, like Europe, like I think it has to be just because like they just don't. Like it's so oversaturated here. Where like you can go see a show.
That's
anytime
absolutely
you want.
what it is.
And
that's
it's
what
like
it is.
cool. We got a country guy coming. And it's like at Tim. It's maybe Riley Green like in a month. And it's like cool. We got to like make sure we get to these shows.
Sure.
And yeah, dude.
Not only a country artist, a hot country artist.
I think it's hot country.
What?
Hot country artist.
I think it's a hot.
I think the way he's saying.
I think it's hot.
Yeah, you like it, better
country artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got Australia. Excited. Yeah.
You going to Adelaide?
Huh?
You going to Adelaide, Sydney?
We're going Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and then New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
No Perth this run.
I got a restaurant for you. You got to hit.
Okay.
I'll talk to you about
it. All right.
In Sydney. So it's fire.
I'm down.
Yeah, you are.
I see the harmonica case.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think you got it with you.
Oh yeah.
Can we get some tasty licks on the harms?
We can get
only if you sing the Darius Rucker version.
Oh, I'm about to get chastised online for having these lyrics in front of me. But I have to put my own lyrics in front of me.
I'm also like a fake harmonica player.
1,
I think
2,
you got it. Here's
fake it till you make it, Dylan.
That sounds just like it. Heading down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God I see headlines.
Where's my fill at?
Down to the coast in 17 hours, a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for a rally I can see my baby tonight. Sing it if you know it. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me.
Oh, he's good.
Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Take us home, boys. Dylan Gossett, everybody.
DG.
Smiley Green, clap back there for your boy.
Smiley. What's he doing back there? Smiling with a mustache.
I don't even want to know that guy's name.
Smiley Green, dude.
That's his name.
Smiley Green.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd wear that. Sure. It's not a bad. It'd be different if you had players cringing out there.
There's some harmony singers out there not cringing because you sounded good.
You're pedaling over there, dude. Flex a little bit.
If you can tell, there's a Rubik's Cube sitting beside Dylan.
Let's put him on the spot now.
I already did. I put him on the spot before the show. I was like, hey, man, I heard you're a Rubik's Cube guy. Can you solve this? And he was like,
maybe not.
I kind of lost my touch. I used to be able to do it. And
you were flicking like you have done it
you
before.
get the cross here. And then
Wait, give us a cross. Give us a cross.
All right, let me at least get that going.
Jay, we got time.
So what you want to do is you want to match the green.
Can you believe it's been an hour though? It's been an hour. It's
crazy. Is it really?
Yeah, it's been an hour.
Time flies.
So you're cool as hell, man.
Thank you. Y'all aren't too bad.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
I'll take that.
That's fun. No, this has been a lot of fun. I've done one podcast before. I had a lot of fun. I never know. There it is. So there's your cross.
Oh, you got the cross.
Camera.
That's how you start.
Oh, the white cross.
And you got to get it blue, orange, green, red.
Oh, so you cross it on every side.
You cross it, and then
you do the flick.
And then you do the corners white, and you do the corners white.
Wait, he can do it too?
He's in the same boat as me, but you're probably a little better, right?
I went to my house yesterday.
Yeah. Did you do it?
I could probably get the corner.
Throw it to Smiley, dude. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, keep working on it, Smiley.
We'll keep working on this while Smiley flicks back there.
So go back to tell us how awesome our podcast is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the best one I've ever been. Yeah.
He's done two.
I'll tell you what, it's the top 2 podcasts I've ever done, for sure, dude.
I'll take it.
No, but I never know. It's so funny. And I was saying this on the last one, too, where I was like, I always watch and listen to podcasts or whatever it is. I haven't in a while, but you always think of funny things to say when you're in the car.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I'd be killing it right now.
We do that on the way in,
dude. And then you're on it. And then just earlier today, we were what's something you hate? I was like, dude, my mind is blank.
Yeah,
man. It's so.
It turns
funny.
out it was Texas fans.
Love it. Too,
which that one I didn't even think of. That one's kind of we were talking about
deep rooted.
It came from the heart. Yeah, it came from the heart.
Sometimes it just has to get out.
All right, Dylan. We do 2 things at the end of the show.
Okay.
The first one we're going to do is called "The One That Got Away."
Oh yeah.
We do it. I'm sure that was important. That thing you had to say. What I was saying. It's a part of the show. For the one that got away.
I played that in the wrong key.
That was cool though.
Sounded good.
Played it at a D. Yeah. Keeping it. Okay. It could be a fish. It could be a deer. It could be a sandwich. It could be whatever. A truck.
Yeah.
When we say one that got away to you, DG, I'm gonna start calling you DG.
I appreciate it.
What do you think of?
Man, I didn't have one earlier, but I got one now, and I'm thinking
glad you
about
do.
And so when we were just up
that Rubik's Cube,
yeah,
is that the one that got away?
How's it going back there, Smiley? You got the corners? Not yet. Not good. Not panicking.
Dude,
you got about 5 minutes.
Well, there's a camera aimed right at your face. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but it's on you. It comes out of that deer's eyes. It's straight into your soul.
No, so we were in Colorado playing some shows, and my agent, Brett Saliba, who's the man.
Oh, yeah. I know Brett.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
He's a great guy.
I love Brett. So he's my agent.
He used to work for John. He used to work
Don't
with
tell a
Jonathan.
story about how you know him, because I know him too.
He's great now.
But I love him, man. We went fly fishing, and dude, the water was real low, so the fish were skittish, and we were in waders, and we were out there. And
where were you at?
Yeah, this was in Colorado. This was, man, where were we exactly? We were maybe like an hour north of Denver.
Gotcha.
Or no, an hour south.
Gotcha.
And yeah, water they just let some out to the city of Denver, and it was low. The fish were skating, like they weren't running like they usually were. So it was kind of like a tough day, and like we were kind of catching like a few like browns. Like so there was some rainbow out there as well, but like, dude, I'm sure y'all been fly fishing like as well, right? Like
I'm gonna be honest, man.
Oh, okay.
We're not really versed in that.
So I'm not at all. It's my first time ever.
Gotcha.
So we had and Brett's gone quite a bit, but we had a guide because that makes a difference.
I'm the poser who takes a little spinning reel and a rooster tail.
Okay,
and they saw the real fly fishermen.
Really mad.
Yeah.
They get real mad at us.
So, dude, so there's things called hatches where it's like it's not even really as much seasonal as it is like by the hour, like 30 minutes. So like our guide is like looking to see all the bugs constantly, and he sees like all these like, I mean, dude, you can't even see them, but he can just like boom. He's like, they just hatched. In about 20 minutes, they're gonna start making their way down to the water.
It's on.
As soon as that happens, you're gonna see like, I forget what he's call it, but it's like a feeding when like the trout come up and you'll see them like breach the surface, grab them, come back down.
Wow.
He's like, that's what you want. Now we're still throwing lines in and like you're letting it coast down the water, pulling it up,
sure,
and like still fly fishing, but this is called like. It's called dry fishing or something like that. And
dry flies?
Dry flies, yeah.
Okay.
And that's just where you're like, that's where like you see the videos where someone's like casting
river runs through the thing.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
And dude, like there was this massive brown that was there, and like you could see it. It would pop up, and man, I finally got him to bite, and that thing broke off and got away. And like
it broke.
Didn't break, but like it didn't get the hook. Because like it's a super specific way of setting the hook. It's just like straight up, and it's like kind of smooth. It's not like aggressive.
Right.
It's not like you're setting like a bass or something like that.
Really?
And man, that one sucks.
That one got away.
We caught like one more the rest of the day, and it was like this time. I could have used it as bait.
But that'd have been the guy.
That would have been the one
dude.
that like yeah. So that was the one that I'm thinking about.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Oh, I'm seeing some color over
Some
there.
solids
Okay.
back there.
You got a white wall. All right, now let's talk about Graverite tune. Greatest / favorite, just cornerstone song that makes you love music a little more and you've always loved.
Yeah, I think we talked about it earlier. Ain't No Sunshine.
Oh yeah, you played
That's always been the one that like campfire, whatever. We're singing it, we're playing it.
Give it to us, DG. Come on.
This one sounded sultry when you played
this sounded real good.
I might bring this down.
Yeah, get on down there. You want to pick or no?
No, it's funny. I actually I've only just started playing with a pick this year because I've been playing so much. It's been rocking my fingers. So
Dude, I've been doing the same thing. I don't like playing with.
I have to have one.
It just doesn't feel like.
I know. I'm the same way.
It does feel.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
He's good on the accelerator.
Yeah.
It's no one when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. It's no one when she's away. Only darkness every day.
I think these are the words.
Close enough.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. I know, 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 I know. Yeah, I'm gonna leave your thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
DG, dude.
Dude, Dylan Gossett,
Real live singer, player.
I know.
12 seconds.
I know I'm a DG fan. That's what I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
You went 12 seconds on the I knows. I thought that was tasty.
I started feeling the pressure.
Yeah, I broke the watch out because I was like, I want to see how long.
Yeah, you just got to kind of take a spot and like, be like it's done now. Yeah.
Dude, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Dude, this has been a blast.
Thanks for coming. You come back?
Oh, dude, we'd love to.
We want to catch a show, man.
Yeah.
Can we come see you
I'd
play?
love to come see you play.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
We never know. Kind of the same thing you're talking about podcasts earlier. Like obviously we had I wouldn't know you just walking up the street, but like, and a lot of these times we have buddies in here and we cut up and we have fun and it's easy and dude, it's so much fun bringing somebody in here like yourself that we don't know anything about and can kind of sit down and shoot the shit for an hour and become a buddy and a fan of somebody even more.
Yeah, I'm a fan for sure.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I respect your journey and your path, even though it's not necessarily how we got here or others. It doesn't matter. It's your path and it's specific to you. And congratulations, man. I hope it keeps rocking for you. You seem like a great dude, great head on your shoulder.
Yeah, man. Keep staying true to yourself and what you feel like is right. And
when you run out of those big old fat song ideas, just holler at us, man. We got back for you, okay?
Man. I'm down.
Come co-write with you. But that's really all this is a sheep. We put the wool over you so we can.
I don't know if you saw the fine print, but we have to have at least 2 on your debut album.
That makes sense.
One a piece and then one together. So actually 3.
Just whatever you want.
And then a single. So.
Dylan Gossett, man. Hey, thanks for coming.
Hey, Dylan Gossett, everybody. Out in God's country.
Chillin' Dylan, dude.
Chillin' Dylan. Thanks, Smiley Green. How'd
it go? How'd we end up?
I gotta get back in the game.
I'll tell you that.
We need to figure it out on the bus or something.
You can have that one.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have that one.
I got one.
We'll check y'all next time. Check out Dylan's music. It's great. He's great. Follow his journey. Peace out.